So you're thinking of buying a house in either San Marcos or Kyle, but you're not quite sure which city is right for you. Well, in today's video, we're going to look at this purely from a data analytical standpoint, price comparing homes in both those cities and seeing which one comes on top. You can get after it right now. Hey, Daniel here, your local Austin area real estate expert. If you are thinking of making a move to the Austin area, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date on the latest news. I typically upload every Tuesday and Thursday, and there's a bunch of videos before this one, so there's definitely something either looking in the neighborhood or the city that you're considering buying in. So today we are comparing homes in San Marcos versus Kyle. I've had quite a few buyers looking in San Marcos, but we always want to check Kyle and kind of see, because they're so close to each other, right next to each other, and a lot of people who buy in that area are buying with the intention of commuting up to Austin. So both work for that. So I'm gonna kind of pull the curtain back, show you a little bit of what I can see on my end, and we're also gonna do a price comparison on a monthly mortgage payment for a couple properties so you can get a sense of the difference there. So first off, this is Kyle, okay? There are 545 homes currently available. We're just looking at single family homes, 545 all in Kyle. And if I compare that to just San Marcos, we're at 357. So quite a few homes in both cities, but about 200 more in Kyle. There's a ton of homes there. Now I am curious how much of these are new construction. So for San Marcos, if I put in 2024, 123, so about a third of the homes available in San Marcos are new construction. Vast majority are resale homes. If I do that in Kyle, now we're looking at 262. So over half of the homes, wait, I don't know math. Around half, around half of the homes in Kyle are new construction. So quite a lot of new construction available here, just so you can get a sense on a map of what we're looking at. So here's Austin, there's Buda, and then Kyle's the next city right here. Tons of homes available, west and east side of Kyle. The west side is gonna get you closer to the hill country. East side traditionally is going to be lower priced homes in general. And if we look at the ones available in San Marcos, let me change the criteria to show everything. Really spread out everywhere. There's not really specific hubs. It's all around San Marcos, reaching way out into the hill country, closer to Wimberley. And then you can go further south, closer to New Braunfels. Much further north, this is Blanco Vista right here. It's right on the outskirts of Kyle, so you have a ton of options in both. Now, what I want to look at is the average price per square foot of both cities and get a sense of which one is giving you more bang for your buck. It's tricky though, because if I just do that for all of the listings, a huge home or a tiny home, they're going to massively affect the outcome. So we're just going to look at homes in kind of a range, a window. Let's do 1,700 square feet to 2,300 square feet. I'll do that for both. 1,700 to 2,300. Starting with Kyle, we have 194 homes that meet this. Now what I'm going to do next is a quick comparative market analysis. And so this is pulling up just basic data for all of those homes available. The main number I'm looking at is this one. So the average for homes this size, price per square foot, is 190.94. So let's compare that to homes this size in San Marcos that are available. Quick CMA, 190.94 in Kyle. In San Marcos, wow, 240.44. There's a story there. What's going on here? I'll make sure I put that in correctly. That is a massive difference in price per square foot. Yeah, average price per square foot, 190.94 versus San Marcos, 240.44. That really surprised me. I wasn't expecting there to be that big of a difference. So let's look at homes That really shocked me. I'm like making sure I got the criteria correct. Okay, yeah. So let's look at homes and see kind of what's changing that. Now, what most likely is doing that is there are higher end builders building in San Marcos that aren't building in Kyle. And those builders, I'm thinking Perry, for example, or Highland, have homes in that square foot range, and those are luxury homes. They're going to massively increase their price, which will affect the price per square foot. Still though, I'm really surprised the difference there. So let's get a sense, I'm gonna pick one. So for Kyle, 190 was the average. Let's find a home that is priced right at that average. 190, here we go, this one works for me. And then for San Marcos, 240. That's really surprising. None. Find a home at 240. This one's close enough. Okay. So let's just refine. I'm picking two at random, just two that kind of fit that average price per square foot we were just looking at. So let's narrow it so it's a little easier for us to see. Okay, so right off the bat, very different properties. The one in Kyle, brand new build, 4-bed, 3 full bath, 2,043 square feet, and it's priced just shy of $389,000. Whereas the one in San Marcos, 3-bed, 2.5 bath, 3-car garage, on a much slightly bigger acreage, 2019, so about 6 years old, but it is resale, 200 square feet bigger, but much higher price at $535. So what I don't want you to take away from this video is homes in San Marcos are more expensive. There's great deals. I'm literally working a deal right now in a really nice new construction neighborhood called La Cima, and we found an incredible deal that was $50,000 lower than the original listing price. So there are deals to be found in San Marcos as well as Kyle, but on average, there are a lot more, you're gonna get more square feet for your dollar if you move to Kyle on average, okay? On average. But now we're gonna transition into using my mortgage calculator, get a sense of what's gonna be the difference in price in a monthly mortgage payment for this home, the specific home in Kyle, versus this home in San Marcos. Vastly different price range, right? This one's about $145,000 more, but there's a reason for that, so let's find out. So this first house, we are new construction. This is in South Grove, and it's a D.R. Horton home, so it is a much cheaper builder right off the bat there. I will say D.R. Horton has fantastic incentives right now, though, with all of your closing costs paid, your interest rate being dropped dramatically. I think they're offering a 3.99% interest rate. Okay, so we get a sense of, here's the floor plan. All of these are representative images. D.R. Horton's a spec builder, so whatever floor plan this is, it's going to be the same in their Lockhart, in their New Braunfels neighborhoods, like all of the neighborhoods around Texas. It's going to be the exact same materials, exact same floor plan. So this photo was taken somewhere, it's going to be the same. So we can see pretty basic, right? We don't have anything built in. Oven range, microwave, corner pantry, granite countertop. Looks like we have tile flooring. It's not showing a fridge, washer, dryer. That is something I can negotiate to have the builder put in before you move in. I've had success with that in the past. Okay, pretty basic washroom, carpeted bedrooms. Yep, walk-in shower, a little natural light coming in, 2 sinks. And then that's kind of a guess. That's a, you know, not the real facade there for that one. But let's do the math on this. So 388,990. I'm gonna put this in my calculator here. 388,990. We're gonna just go with a conventional 20% down payment for both. You don't need to do 20% down. Honestly, a lot of people, especially first-time homeowners I help, do 3.5% down and they do an FHA loan. Either's fine. I'm just gonna do 20% here so we can match apples to apples with the other one. Interest rate, so looking at today's interest rates, 6.77% is the right now top tier lenders 30-year fixed mortgage rate, excuse me. Now, with D.R. Horton, with a new construction home, you're not going to pay that, okay? That they are going to buy that down. So I'm confident we could get this down to 4.5 easily. And then the last two, and these are the big numbers to look at, are taxes and HOA. So for this specific home, 2.28 is the taxes, that's right here. A little bit high, not too crazy. Basically, my rule book is anything above 2% is high, anything below 2% is low. And then HOA, $40 a month. Monthly, 40, which is pretty low. All right, so for this home, we're looking at $2,576 for your monthly payment. That's including the HOA, which you typically would pay that separately from your actual mortgage payment that you pay to the bank. And then looking at the bottom here, down payment, we did the 20%, so we're looking at roughly $78,000 for your down payment. Prepaids and fixed, I can negotiate the builder pay for that, so you wouldn't need to worry about that in the current market because it's a great market for buyers. So that gives you a sense of, you're looking at about $2,500 for your monthly payment for this $390,000 home. Now, San Marcos, we're looking at another D.R. Horton. Interesting. So this is the same exact builder, but this is resale. So we're buying it from a homeowner, not from D.R. Horton specifically. I'm really curious to see the differences here. So we already have a much fancier, way more interesting curb appeal with this, looks like cobblestone driveway. Really nice stone exterior with some brick. And then we have the gravel, and it looks like zero landscape needed in the front here. Just trim your bushes and you're good to go. Wow, so beautiful backyard right off the bat. They have the screened-in back porch. They have the cowboy, what's it called? Cowboy pool, whatever you call it. Looks like we have a built-in grill over there. Natural lights. Pavilion over here. There's a reason why it's more expensive, right? Even though it's roughly the same price, or same size, excuse me. Just a lot of upgrades. And honestly, this is a big reason to consider going the resale route. I try to tell a lot of people, builders have great incentives. Resale, you can find gems in resale homes where the owner just did an amazing job on doing their own upgrades, and you can ask for the same incentives the builder's asking for, right? So it never hurts to ask and see, hey, the builder's offering me a 3.99% buy down. Can you do that? Can you get close to it? It never hurts to ask these things for resale. Okay, we're looking at hardwood flooring. That looks beautiful. Tall ceilings. Large living area. Yeah, I like the shades they've added and the very large windows there. Dining area right behind, that leads to the kitchen. Kitchen, we have a small island. A sink is not an island, which I prefer. Built-in range with the hood right above it. Massive window right above the sink. They did a bunch of upgrades. I've not seen a D.R. Horton home look like this. Okay, and yeah, built-in oven, built-in microwave. Beautiful black granite countertops. All the fixtures, the handles are in the cabinets. Here's the primary bedroom. I like the color blue. All right, bathroom, again, beautiful. Frosted windows letting in natural light. Large soaking tub, separated sinks. Kind of the upgrade mirror here also, you wouldn't get that straight from the builder. Large walk-in, somewhat large, kind of hard to tell because it's got all their stuff in there right now. And then we switched, we're now in the red room. And then a different bedroom, this one no carpet flooring, interesting. And then this is the shared bathroom for the second and third bedroom. And then this does come with a study with French doors. And then a half bath. Utility room with a sink. It's a nice addition, and cabinets above. Yeah, so there's a bunch of, and then I'll continue looking, but there's a bunch of upgrades. This is like apples to oranges as far as comparing. They're the same as far as your average price per square foot in your city, But this is a way different product than the previous house we just looked at. It's resale, has a bunch of upgrades. I mean, this alone is going to make this one probably easy to sell. A lot of people really like having this outdoor area screened in. You can enjoy the sights and sounds of nature, watch some squirrels chase each other, but you're not getting eaten up the whole time. And then they just have all this built out already. You don't have to do any of this yourself. Also looks like we're on the corner. We can see we have this stone wall. Typically for neighborhoods, you'll only see that when you're near the end of the neighborhood because it's blocking road noise. So something to look at, see if this is a busy road or if it's just a small road for the community. Yeah, beautiful gazebo. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful backyard. Oh yeah, see we're on a corner lot. So no rear neighbor, no neighbor over here to your right. And then this looks like an intersection, just kind of see. We'd have to go to see how loud that is. Cool, beautiful house. I like this house quite a lot. Okay, so let's see how much more price or monthly payment that's going to be. $535,000. 535. We'll keep the 20% down payment conventional. Now interest rate's a little tricky, right? Because this isn't with the builder. I don't know if we'd be able to get them to buy down the rate that much. I know D.R. Horton spends like $20,000, $30,000 to get the rate much lower than what's conventional, but 6.77 is top tier. I bet in this market we could ask for them to buy it down to 5.75. That is going to have quite a big impact on your monthly mortgage payment though. 1.9682 is our tax rate. 1.9682. And then our HOA is 170 quarterly. Math. 7, 14, 21, 28. So that's 680 annually, I think. All right. So we went from 2,500 up to 3,700. So much larger monthly mortgage payment here. I clicked a button. Much larger, right? But like I said, apples to oranges, this is $145,000, $150,000 more, and you're getting certain things for that. And then also just the interest rate. Buying brand new, you're going to be able to get a really low interest rate. Buying resale, you can ask them, but typically a homeowner has very little that they can move to where it makes financial sense for them to sell. And so they're not going to be able to offer 30, 40, 50,000 towards buying an interest rate down. They'll buy it down somewhat, but I know they're not going to be able to match every builder. And D.R. Horton specifically is one of those builders that's offering really low interest rates because they know that's what's holding people back. So regardless, I hope this kind of helps you understand a little bit more, about how to calculate a monthly payment. Definitely speak with a realtor. You can find free ones online. That's what I did when I bought my first house. I was like not a realtor yet. I was in the process of getting my license. So I was kind of figuring this out on my own. I didn't have access to this. I would recommend reaching out either to me, or if you already have a great relationship with a realtor, reach out to them to get, if you have a house you're really interested in, to get a much closer estimate so you really know what to expect with those monthly mortgage payments. But in general, I was honestly surprised that this house, or San Marcos in general, was much more expensive. I'm kind of curious why, because a lot of the homes I've helped people buy in San Marcos, I actually do more work in San Marcos than I do Kyle. But a lot of the homes I've helped in San Marcos have been in the high 300,000. So it's mostly where I've seen homes being bought at. So this one really surprised me. The data doesn't lie. So for whatever reason, the average price per square foot for that range of homes is bigger in San Marcos. But that being said, it depends on what neighborhood you go to. Is it going to be new construction? Not all new construction neighborhoods are the same. La Cima is going to be more expensive than Whisper South. So it's important to parse through this data and not take it on just what we're seeing up front, right? Not all homes in San Marcos are more expensive, but I can ramble for days. I'm going to try to stop the video here. So if you are thinking of making a purchase or moving, or maybe you're renting and you're thinking about changing and buying, reach out to me. You can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or schedule a Zoom call. I went to Texas State for 5 years as a music educator, and then I taught for 10 years. Now I've gotten into real estate. A lot of those skills I had as a teacher have transferred well into real estate, just effective communication, being honest, a good work ethic, and helping people achieve what they're looking for. So please feel free to reach out to me. Doesn't matter if you're thinking of moving in 9 days or in a year. I help people at any stage just trying to understand how to find the best house for them and next steps for buying a house, because it's a long, tricky process. So hope this video helped in some way. Again, reach out if I can help in any way. And until next time, hope to see you around town.